Hello everybody, my name is Lauren.
And I'm Kyle.
And we are the coaches at TeamCosmicBodies. And today we are going over a video that we've actually done before, but we're gonna redo it. So we're gonna go over post-show meals. And this is towards somebody that is in mid-season. So they got more shows coming up. Whether they are on tracking to competing nationally, like they want to, go after their pro card, so they're doing a regional show, then they're going to go off to nationals, or maybe you have a couple regional shows lined up and your goal is to win the overall at a show, get nationally qualified. So this is for somebody if you got a big season ahead of you or you're mid-season or whatnot.
Yeah, this isn't your last show of this bodybuilding season. That's a whole nother video, which we can do right after this if you want, or another time if you're interested, where we go over post-show meals if it's your last show of the season, and then what you can even do the next day and week, and how you can reverse recovery out of that, being stage lean. But yeah, this one's just for if you have more shows lined up, because they're different strategies you'd use.
Yeah, definitely different strategies. The biggest thing I want to say is we're athletes and you got a goal, right? You have a goal in either winning an overall title at a regional show, getting first place, or, getting to that national level, earning pro status. So you're doing this because what?
You can just be trying to improve. You don't have to go after.
Improve.
You don't have to go after anything. It's just you wanting to improve from show to show. Get leaner, peak better posing. Right? There's so many things. Yeah. But improving yourself. It's a you versus you. Sorry, I just said that.
No, that's you're right. So right. And I'm just thinking back on my season in 2017 when I was trying to win my pro card, and we were traveling all over the place. We went to South Carolina, Chicago, New York. Where else did we go? Yeah, that was it. And so it's not a vacation. It is. We did not have fun afterwards. I remember in New York, I woke up at 4 a.m. the next morning on Sunday and had to catch a super early flight. And we didn't stay for Sunday. We didn't hang out all day. We didn't stay a whole couple of days. First of all, I was broke at the time, so we just literally couldn't afford doing that and making a vacation out of it.
We also didn't win.
We didn't win, no.
So we're just competitive. We want to win. We want to be the best. So
I wasn't doing that for the vacation. I wasn't doing that to stay, to eat after. No, I was going there to compete. And right after I got off stage and I didn't get what I wanted, I was okay, I'm not done yet. What's the next plan? What's the next goal? What's the next show I can do? So there it is no vacation. And I know that all these national shows are all around, and shows are, people travel for them. But at the end of the day, you're doing this because you're an athlete and you have goals.
Yeah, and at this point, we're not even talking about just having one meal post-show on Saturday night. She's talking about Sunday, fun day, drinking alcohol, seeing the city, going on Yelp and seeing all the donut places and cookie places and just going from place to place to place. And you have a show in 4 to 6 weeks at the next national show. That's what and maybe you got second call outs at that show, or you need to come in leaner. So she's saying, if you didn't win, why are you celebrating and acting like you did win?
Yeah, and I mostly see this when I was competing nationally. Me competing in the pro league, you don't really see too much of this backstage with all of these cookies and donuts, and sometimes there's this huge hype over it, on Instagram and food porn, whatever, people saving things, and then I remember backstage at a national show, it was just women had suitcases full of just crazy Oreos, and I just want to say that's kind of a fad, or not like a fad, it's a culture thing.
It's a culture thing. It's also just not having the right guidance, or it's just there's a hype to it. You know, when you're really lean and you've been restricting, you know, if you're out in the wilderness, you're going to be sitting there thinking about the next big meal. Even 10,000 years ago, when's the next big meal?
But should you eat a ton of Oreos and stuff if you're coming out of the wilderness?
Yeah.
Stop doing like
Well,
that.
let's get down to the facts. Let's get down to some actual advice, an actual topic, and like how do we break this up as a coach, and how can I talk to my athletes? Because we talk to our athletes 4 to 6 weeks out. I already know what
we're already talking about.
I already know what strategy we should be using post-show if they have more shows lined up. So what are the questions we look at?
Okay, biggest questions. Okay, so do you have another show planned? When is that? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? How close is it? Also, how lean were you at that first show that we did? Because if you need to get leaner, then we have more work that needs to be done. And why would you binge overeat post show, put on body fat, and then you got to work hard to get that body fat off plus some? So then you're going to start sacrificing some muscle because of that. And you're going to maybe bring the same physique to the stage. You know what I'm saying? So did I kind of hit that right?
She's just nailed it all.
Okay.
Yeah, how lean are you? When's your next show? Even genetics play a role. Like some people have to really grind on really low food to get lean, and then some people are eating a lot.
Yeah.
And so that might change strategy post-show. So what I will say is if you are really, really lean, shredded to the bone, or if you just won the overall at the regional show, if we have more than 2 weeks for the next show, but if you're really, really lean, then you probably could have a meal post-show. You could probably have a meal post-show no matter what. It's just, should you eat crazy compared to eating like oatmeal and whey and a little bit of nut butter and some fish oil and an Advil post-show, or if you should go have a steak and a burger and
mac and cheese
and actually have like a cheat meal or whatever, right? So there's different levels to it. So how lean are you? So if you're like glutes are in, whether you're male or female, if you're really lean, you're under 8% as a female or under 10% as a female, you're getting close to 6 or 7 as a male, so you're really, really lean, then you probably can be a little bit more flexible if you have 3 to 6 weeks until the next show, because these national shows are spread out. Then you probably can have a little bit of a treat post-show, especially if you won the overall at a regional show and you have a few more weeks.
Yeah, and say you're a beginner. Like this is your first time ever going through this. This is your first ever show, and you have family. And you have family and you have friends, they've been supporting you, they've been watching you this whole time, this 12, 16, 20, 24 week prep you've been going through. And sometimes the family wants to see you eat post-show. They want to take you out. They're like, oh my gosh, like, please have a burger, please. Like, and believe me, I've been there too. Your family wants to see you eat. It's just like, but
they see you struggle.
Yeah, they see you struggling and going through it.
Which is why we have the talk 4 to 6 weeks out. So you can have a talk with your family or whoever's going with you to the show.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, I might have to be kind of strict post-show. I have to get a chicken breast and a baked potato and a salad. And I don't get alcohol and I don't get desserts. And I get on with my life after. And we have a next show coming up where I want to improve. I want to get leaner. I want to peak better. Maybe we can reverse diet and taper up food, and you bring a more lean, full package going into the next final show, and get and kind of look revived instead of stringy and all that too.
And it's hard to have the conversations with them. It is. But you just have to tell them like your goals, and soon they will understand, and soon they will be really supportive, even when you compete and you are done with your show.
Because as you get more advanced, they kind of stop asking you at holidays and post-show about treats and stuff, because you just know how your body works and you know what you can get away with and can't get away with within the lifestyle. You ask a veteran what they do, it could be different than someone who's in their first couple years of competing. But what I will say is, going back to the culture stuff and these new divisions like bikini and like she's talking about the national shows, these are fairly new divisions. This is a fairly new subculture that's going on that you see different people do. But a lot of times those people who bring all those foods,
are they winning?
Yeah, some of them might be genetic freaks and winning, but a lot of them aren't winning, and they are getting second call-outs or first call-outs, and they're not actually winning. And part of it could be a conditioning thing. So they're shooting themselves in the foot, and they're spinning their wheels, and they're wasting money and time just because they have been thinking about that treat the entire prep instead of just waiting till the end of the whole season to do whatever you want to do, which isn't worth it in the end anyway. But what I will say is, if you aren't that lean, if you have more to lose and you're doing a regional show, if you're doing national shows and you're not winning, and you know, the judges want to see you, she said this the other day, the judges want to see you improve. They want to see you come in leaner, more full, peak better, right? So that's a big thing too. So if you want to move up and improvement within yourself, just wait until the end and like just go all the way through.
Yeah, because
like,
it's gonna
really
be worth it in the end if you get what you want. You know, like even if it's moving from last call out to second, or last to first call out. I mean, that is a huge improvement right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking back to when I was like competing at the national level. There were these certain girls that would bring all of this food with them, and they weren't even winning. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't even...
they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and there's just no reason to hype it all up. And, like, you know, you go to Target and you just, like, stack up and you hoard and you're like, I'm going to... You know, it's just, there's no point because you're hyping this whole thing up. And then why are you doing this? Like, are you doing this for the right reasons? Are you competing for the right reasons? Are you competing just to, like, overeat and, like, binge on all this stuff? You know, maybe think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta have the right guidance within it all too, and just kind of try to stay level-headed, because it is tough. It's tough to get lean. It's tough to always be so strict. So what I will say is, Lauren did have a nice meal after every single one of her shows for the most part, unless she competed like a week or two after. If she had a show within a week or two, then we probably kept it really tight and clean to get leaner. But most of the time she was able to have a nice meal out with her mom and me and stuff. And I think partly it's because she showed up in shape and was lean enough, and we had enough time. You know, the next show was in 4 to 6 weeks, so, you know.
Yeah, but
it's not like
you know,
after
Pittsburgh, I was competing the week right after, so I think I had some salmon and a baked potato, and yeah, I ordered with my mom and Kyle, and we had a really nice time. And then, sometimes I was doing Chicago, and then I had to go to Vancouver or something like that. I remember just eating like a big thing of oatmeal when I got back into my room, and I had a little bit of nut butter, like Kyle said.
I just think the main thing we wanted to say, and the science behind it, is if you have more to lose, and then you eat too much post-show, and then you have to get more aggressive, so you have to diet harder, more cardio, less food, just to get that body fat off that you put on post-show. Plus, you want to bring a more improved package, so you have to lose even more than what you brought to the first show. You're going to sacrifice more muscle, you're going to have to get more aggressive, and you might end up not bringing a better physique in the end. It's actually shooting yourself in the foot compared to sticking it out, finishing strong, emptying your tank, being smart, being practical, and improving. And eating more into the next show and being leaner. So there's the answer.
Yeah, I got to that point with last year, last year's season. I started reverse dieting because I was on it post-show, and then that's why I was able to go boop, boop, boop. That's why I was able to compete so much last year.
And I think a lot of it too is just like, where's your focus? You know, like, improve upon your own physique. It's you versus you. Let's improve. Or maybe you're competitive. You want to win. You know, do what it takes to win. So I think that's part of it too, is like, why are you doing it, and getting away from those habits of hyping it up, hoarding, you know, cookies for a show. If it's the last show of the season, of course, enjoy some cookies with some people.
Your
sure.
your coach should be talking to, if you're competing soon within a 4 or 3 week period, your coach should already be talking about this to you.
Yeah, so you're ready for it.
So you're ready. Why be you're done with the show and then you're sitting there and you're not hearing back from your coach. You have no plan. You need to always have a post-show plan. Always. Whether you're competing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, or are you done with your season? Or are you what's going on? So that's like the biggest thing is having that plan, because you can be in a really weird position when you're done with the show. You could be in a very vulnerable spot, and that's why if your coach isn't talking about this, talk about it right now. Be like, hey, I know my show is maybe coming up in 5 weeks from now, but what are we gonna do afterwards? Like, what's the game? What's the plan? And they might have a different strategy than us. You know what I mean? But you gotta start talking about that.
Yeah.
You have to.
Let us know if you have any other questions within this realm.
Yeah.
Post-show stuff. And yeah, subscribe, like the video, and you'll see us on the next one.
Bye.